Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 10 a.m. Strong and Steady class. I'm Jen. Let's get started. I'm very excited for today's workout. As usual, we have some fun stuff in store. Starting with our warm-ups, and I'll talk a little bit about our workout. Last week, I'm sure you all remembered that I began introducing some new formats. Today, we're going to do that format that we did last week, which is the 5, 10, 15, 20 format. And so we have 6 circuits. And the first exercise will be 5 reps, the second 10, third 15, and the last one 20. So that format is different and interesting for a lot of different ways based on how you assemble the exercises in them. And so we're gonna have a lot of fun with that today. And we're also going to do some new things today. So we've also begun incorporating some things more designed around driving up our heart rate just a little bit, and some agility and balance things, because as we get stronger, we need to continue to push ourselves. All right, so that is some of the new and exciting news. Okay, now let's hinge. All right, let's start getting our backsides warmed up. So we're up from our chair. My hands are on my hips, and I'm hinging, sending my fanny toward the back wall as I lower my flat back. Remember, in hinging, we want a pretty neutral spine. That means the muscles are supporting my spine in a way that there is no flexion in my spine. I'm not articulating. Nice and supported. Okay, now I'm going to go down into my body weight squat. Do a handful of these, keeping my weight in my heels as I descend. Good. All right, nice job. Okay, so our first movement is a chair squat with the lateral leg raise. Okay, so when we rise, we're gonna rise up into a fully standing position and come on one leg in balance and raise one leg out to the side, activating through glutes and obliques, okay? So it is a compound movement. You can utilize your stick if you need to as you rise to help you with that balance, okay? Second exercise is the standing oblique crunch. We've done this before. We're gonna use our stick again with this one. Then we're going to do dumbbell skier arms, which was a movement that we did last week for the first time, where we're using a hinge and we have weights in our hands that we are controlling those weights in our shoulders and our back and keeping our core fully engaged as we hinge and return, hinge and return. And the last exercise will be airplane arms. We'll be in a nice bent over position doing 20 airplane arms, okay? So that's our first. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so here we have 5 chair squats with a lateral leg raise. We're gonna go through this 2 times the circuit, okay? So heels into the ground. Exhale as you rise up. You can use that stick and lateral leg raise. Now we're gonna stay for purposes 2. We're gonna stay with that same side leg raising, so that way we can have the stick on one side. Now, as you rise up and raise that leg, you should find your center of gravity over that single leg. Use that stick only as much as you need to. Okay, that's my 5. Now I'm gonna come back to standing. I'm gonna keep that stick in my right hand, hand behind my left ear, elbow to knee. 2, 3, and I'm gonna stick with 10 on this side. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good, good single leg balance. Okay, now let's grab those dumbbells, and they're gonna hang by our side. All right, and we're gonna keep them at our side as we hinge down, and then bring them up as you rise. 2, 3, 4, and this does have some momentum. Control it. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5 more. Think hamstrings. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Nice job. Okay, and now we have our airplane arms, so we're going to get hinged, bent over as much as you like, arms dangle from your armpits. Contract through the back to bring those wings up. 2, 3, and very thoughtfully thinking about all the muscles in your back. Those rear deltoids, backs of the shoulders, contracting to pull the arms up. Middle traps working to draw the shoulder blades together. Our weights in our heels. 10. All right, we got 10 more. 1, 2, and my fingers are just loose. 4, 5, 6, and I'm gazing straight down. 8, 9, and 10. Good. All right, one more set. Now for this unilateral stuff, we're switching. So I'm going to keep the stick in my left hand as I do my chair squats, and I'm going to raise my right leg. Ready? And right leg raise. Sit. Dig the heels in, come to standing, and then raise. Now, remember, if you're using the stick for balance, don't lean on it, fire it into the ground to help you engage your core on that side to support your spine. And 5. Okay, now our standing oblique crunch. Right hand to right ear, use that stick, again, to help you fire down that left side. And elbow to knee. 2, 3, 4, 5. Visualize that contracting through the oblique is what's drawing the knee up to the elbow. 8, 9, and 10. Nice job. Okay, dumbbell, skier arms. All right, ready? All right, as the hips draw back, the hands draw back and up. 2, 3, 4. Now don't overextend yourself. You want to make sure your belly button goes in and you don't thrust your hips too far forward. You want to be nice and stacked in this neutral standing position. Shoulders, hips, knees, ankles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And of all the movements, that's the one that's moving your heart rate up. I hope you agree. Okay, nice bent over position, arms dangling. Gaze down, neutral spine, settle. And 1, airplane arm. 2, 3, 4, and 5. We got 20 here. 2, 3, 4, 5. 10 more. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's a good chest stretcher. All right, good work. Nice first round. Okay, second round. I know, Jen, why all the push-ups? Okay, so I'm weighting down my chair now with some dumbbells for my push-ups because I want to make sure they're stable. The palms of my hands are going to be the back of my chair, okay? Now, I was working with Anne the other day on this in the club, finding the right position for you. And it's really important that we do this because I don't want any of you to push yourself to the point that you're hurting the wrong way somewhere. So always be conscious of what your body is telling you, okay? In terms of how you position yourself, whether you're closer or further away from the chair, I don't want it to be hurting the wrong way in your shoulders. Okay, but get yourself positioned. You're in a nice inclined plank at whatever level is good for you. We're gonna bend at the elbows, drawing them near the rib cage, lowering your shoulder to the chair, and then straighten those arms. That's 1.
Yeah.
Yes.
My arms only go out. They don't go back.
So so they go out to the side, Sally?
Yeah. They don't go back. What does that mean?
Well, it's more difficult to know when I can't see you. You don't have any problem when we do door handles, right? In terms of rotating your arms?
No problems. Okay.
Well, try getting a little.
I'll see you in class. I'll see you at the gym and you can show me.
Okay. Try getting a little closer if you need to, Sally, and see if that helps retrain what your body's response is. Sometimes unknowingly, we have muscle memory to do things a certain way, and it's harder to change. So if you come up a little bit closer and you are literally squeezing through your armpits, holding yourself nice and close, your arms nice and close to your body, you'll be able to maybe bend at the elbow and have the elbows retract like you're doing a row. Okay.
It worked.
Okay, yay. I'm happy to hear that, Sally. Good. Okay, so we have 5 of those. So hopefully you guys continue to do them and maybe you're up to 10. Okay, now we have our lateral lunges. Okay, so we can use the chair if you need. We can use the stick if you'd rather. The one thing I really like about the chair, with a little bit of extra support, you can get really wide breadth on this. Okay, so the chair's in front. I'm gonna play this peekaboo with you here around the chair. So I'm stepping out to the side and returning. And my goal is to step to the side nice and wide and press from the ground, getting all the way back, feet together in one big push. 5, 6, and we just have 10 of these. 7, get nice and deep as you're able. 8, 9, and 10. Okay, now grab those dumbbells again, and we're gonna do upright rows. Okay, so 2 dumbbells by the ears, or just 1 based on what you have. Exhale, pull up the zipper. 2. And imagine there's a magnet just drawing your elbows to the ceiling. 5. And they're glued to the ceiling for just an extra second before they lower with control. 9. And 10. And you're thinking with the tops of your shoulders and your upper traps, and not really with your arms and your hands and your chest. 4 and 5. Good. Okay. Now we're on our chair crab walk. All right. So we're going to be seated on our chair. Now, I'm going to balance a dumbbell right in the crease of my legs because I want to add a little bit of extra weight. If you don't want to add this extra weight, don't do this. Okay. But this is something that you could try. Okay. So we're going to press our hands on the ends of the chair, lifting our fanny off the chair. Okay. And then we're going to do a 3-legged walk. So 1 foot at a time is kicking out to the front. And this extra dumbbell weight, I'm not letting it sag my hips. I'm going to hold that extra weight, and that helps me focus on keeping my hips in parallel also, as one leg floats. The other leg is keeping my pelvis nice and stable. 1 more in each leg. Good. And then I'm going to return my fanny to my seat. Okay, nice job. All right, now back to the top. Push-ups. Okay, I'm going to weight my chair. All right, I'm going to find my good incline, and my goal is to lower kind of my sternum toward the chair. So I'm going to position myself as such. Incline plank, elbows in, lower, and press. Inhale and exhale. 4 and 5. Nice job. Okay, lateral lunges. All right, ready? Peekaboo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, start that exhale before you come up. 9. And that exhale is going to stabilize your core. Okay, upright rows. All right, nice and stable. Knees are softly bent. Pelvic floor is lifting. Exhale, pull up the zipper. Now don't let your neck shorten as you do this. You're contracting, but we're not going to add a lot of tension, and hopefully we're not going to activate our lizard neck. You all know what I mean by lizard neck, that guy. So try and stay relaxed. Don't clench your jaw. 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. Okay, chair crab walk. Okay, now let's say you don't want to put a dumbbell in your lap to see if you're keeping your pelvis stable. That's okay. Put a pencil there laying across the crease, or a ruler, something that can balance on both sides, but you can use it as a visual tool, because if it rolls around and feels like it's going to fall, then you know that you need to continue to focus a little bit more on keeping your pelvis nice and stable and parallel as we go and lift one leg. Okay, so hands on either side. I'm going to slide my hips off the chair. I'm going to squeeze through my armpits. My chest is nice and raised. Now, heavy left heel, right leg up, and switch. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this is really good tricep work as well. And 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't let your chest sag. 8, 9, and 10. All right, nice job. Return to your seat. Set the dumbbell down. Okay, good work. Okay, now we're on to circuit number 3, which is down dog ab crunch. So for those of you that want to or can get all the way down to the ground, please choose to do so. Remember, down dog modified with the chair looks an awful lot like our tabletop, okay? And that is okay. That's what I'm gonna demonstrate. But if you wanna take your hands all the way to the ground in down dog, you can do that, okay? Now, ab crunch, what we're gonna do with this down dog ab crunch is we're gonna draw our knee toward our opposite elbow, okay? And we are going to try and round through the spine just a little bit as we draw our belly button in, okay? So we're going to round through the spine, draw the knee to the opposite elbow, and visualize that that knee is being drawn up through a contraction of our core, okay? Then we have seated halos, which we've done before, our halos, okay? Then we have boat pose overhead press, all right? Back in our chair. And power skips, which is a new one, okay? And we'll talk about power skips once we get to it. It's a standing position. All right, so let's start with our down dog ab crunch. So over our chair or hands on the ground. All right, now we're gonna round through our spine and then draw knee to opposite elbow. 2, I'm taking left knee to right elbow. 3, 4, and 5. Okay, nice. All right, now we have seated halos. Okay, so I'm back on my chair. I have the heavy dumbbell held before my chest, and I'm gonna wrap it around my head. The goal is, remember, to have it a little bit lower than higher if we're able, okay? So I'm gonna go to the left first. And I'm wrapping it around my ears like it's a scarf. 4 and 5. Now change directions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. And remember, if that is bothering a shoulder that you have issues with, take your halo up a little higher. Okay, so now let's go ahead and use that same dumbbell or add a second one as you are able or desirous of. Okay, and we're going to sit back in boat pose. So we're going to sit back on that rounded area of our spine at the base, that sacrum. Okay, but we're going to support that, not with a curved spine. We aren't going to hunch. We're going to have a nice neutral spine, and let's get those dumbbells on our chest. And we're going to press. And 2, and we have 15 of them here. 3, and it's not over our head. I can see it in my line of sight because I'm leaning back slightly and I'm supporting my spine with my core. 9 and 10. 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. And remember my good boat pose, my knees and feet are parallel to my hips, not kissing together. Okay, now power skips. We're skipping, okay? So it's like a march, except for we're going to reach the opposite hand toward the ceiling, okay? So if I'm marching, I'm reaching. All right, now, if we're able to, we can add a little hop to this, okay? Hop, hop, just like when we were kids and skipping was the easiest thing in the world, okay? It's a good thing to get your heart rate up. As you are able, add in that hop. If you're not sure in the beginning, just stick with keeping your feet solidly on the ground, okay? So we have 20 of these, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, and maybe just a little bounce. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, nice job. Okay, back to that down dog ab crunch. All right, so we're over the chair or on the ground. Now, to make this tougher, let's take it a little slower, okay? So I'm going right knee to left elbow. I'm rounding through my spine. Exhale, 1 and 2, 3. Foot goes back down. 4 and 5. Good. Okay, seated halos. All right, back down in my nice seated position on my sit bones, weights in front of my chest, grabbing by the ears. All right, let's put it around like a scarf. 2, 3, and our core is still. We're getting all of this through the magic of our healthy shoulders. Change directions. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, now our boat pose, overhead press. Okay. All right, I'm gonna lean back onto my sacrum, checking in with my knees, in parallel to my hips, heels down, toes lifted. All right, I'm gonna lean back and make sure my core is fully engaged, belly button in, ribs zipped. Weights are on my chest, in my hands, close to my chest. And let's press up. 1, 2, 3. We have 15 of these. Let's go. 5. Nice and stable. 6, 7, 8. Don't round through the spine. 10. 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Nicely done. Okay, lower those weights to the ground with control and power skips. So now let's say, for the sake of argument, that this is easy for you, but you don't really want to jump off the ground, but you want to get more out of it. You can certainly, if you have 1 or 2 pound weights, you can use it as a press, okay? So you ready? Whatever works for you, you can add a dumbbell in each hand and press or not. Okay, ready? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Opposite hand and arm. 7, 8, 9, and 10. And 1, 2, 3. Here we go, hopping. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. All right. Nice job. Okay. Get some water if you need it. We are going to work on a new movement with the stepping stool if you have it. Okay. All right. And this will utilize our stick or our chair for balance, depending on what level of support you need. Okay. So if you had the chair, it's going to be positioned out front with the back available. All right, now with a single leg hip hinge, you all remember what a hip hinge is, right? Fanny going back, melting neutral spine down, pulling me up as a stabilized core, hamstrings and glutes. Single leg, oh, one leg's off the ground, right? Okay, so what this stool is going to be used for is to hold a leg up, okay? So I'm going to put my right foot back and balanced on the stool. I have my stick in my hand if I want to use this. I have the chair out in front if I'd rather use this. Now, it's important to remember I'm hinging, okay? I'm hinging on this hip, I'm sending my butt back, and I'm melting my flat back toward the ground, okay? So I'm not rounding, I'm melting flat back, okay? So I'm gonna set the stick down and we're gonna do one leg then the other, or one leg first, okay? So I have right leg up, left leg down. I'm gonna put my hands on my hips just like I would on a hinge, okay? So I'm hinging slowly, stretching my hamstrings and glutes. That left foot left knee is bent. Then once I get down to where, oh, I'm long, I'm feeling that stretch in my hamstring, I'm gonna dig that heel into the ground and pull myself back up to vertical, okay? So it's nice and slow. You're gonna feel your foot very active in the ground here, trying to support your balance, okay? So if you're barefooted, this is gonna be great. All right, let's go down again, melting. Hips in parallel, left foot's controlling it all, okay? Now I'm down. Squeeze hamstring and glute to come back up. Down for 3, and up 4. Lower, 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 and then dig the heel, contract and rise. Okay, that may take some time for you to get the hang of, all right? But that's okay, we'll continue to work on that. That's a fun one. All right, now we're gonna do our lunge to press. Okay, so we're gonna use our chair for our lunge. We'll do one side then the other, okay? So I just did the hinge on my left. So I'm gonna put the weight in my left hand and I'm gonna stay with that left side. All right, so I'm on the left side of the chair, my right hand is down, okay? And I have the weight stacked already on a bent arm, so it's right at my shoulder, okay? So I'm gonna go down as much as I can and press. Lower into my lunge, squeezing my back butt. Press to the ceiling as I rise. My feet aren't moving. I'm just lowering my knee and pressing back up. Focusing on the straightness and engagement of my core. 8, 9, and 10. Okay, good work. Now you should really feel that hamstring on the left side. Okay, bent over reverse fly. Okay, so our nice hinged position. Reverse fly, arms are rounded like a circle. Exhale, and up. 2. So these are kind of our weighted airplane arms. 5, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last round. 3, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. And the next exercise, more hamstrings. Okay, another down dog variation. All right, so we're gonna use the chair, or if you wanna be in full down dog, hands all the way to the ground. Now, regardless, in both situations here, you have stable shoulders and pelvis, and stable shoulders and scapula, and stable pelvis. And our focus is, I'm gonna float one leg off the ground by contracting through my hamstring, and I'm not gonna twist. Okay, so I'm gonna go after that same leg I've been working because it's fatigued and I wanna work it more. Okay. All right, now I have 20 of these. All right, now. I'm gazing down, my hands are grasping the chair on the ground. I'm gonna exhale, contract through that left hamstring, and it's gonna draw the heel up and lengthen as it returns to the ground. 2, 3. And if I gaze down at my toes, I want to make sure that that foot stays pointed, those toes straight at the ground. That's my cue. My knee is pointed straight down. 7, 8, I'm squeezing through my armpits. 9, and 10. Okay, now let's go ahead and switch sides. All right, so get yourself in parallel again. All right, you might want to bring that left foot over just a little bit because that's going to be your center of gravity. All right, exhale, contract through the right hamstring and glute and return. 2, and make your leg as dead as you can. 4, 5, and if you can get that leg the same height as your hips, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Okay, nice job. All right, now we're back at the top. Okay, so we're gonna switch sides now. I'm gonna turn the chair around, and I'm finding that I prefer to kind of use that chair in this hinge. All right, and if you remember when we did the single leg Romanian deadlift, we had our elbows into our ribs and they were bent and our palms were facing the end of the chair. You can do that same thing here with this hinge, or you can use your stick for balance. But my goal is to lower myself, my spine, my neutral spine toward the end of this chair, okay? So my left leg is up, my right leg is softly bent. I'm gonna hinge now, okay? So lengthen through that right hamstring, I'm lowering, and then contracting to draw myself back up. Lower, engage your core, dig your heel, 2. Okay, everything's in that right hamstring and glute. 3, 4. Remember, starting that exhale before you rise up, lift your pelvic floor, wrap your transverse. 5, zip your rib cage. Good. All right, now lunge to shoulder press. So I'm moving that chair to my left side. My right hand has the dumbbell. Left leg forward, right leg back. Okay, ready? All right, down and rise. 2, 3, and remember, we want to be nice and straight in our core, in our spine. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, bring those feet together. Lower the dumbbell with control to the ground. All right, now we have those reverse flies, so we get to even out our body. All right, 15. Hinge. Arms hanging below our shoulders, then round them. All right, exhale. Pull the elbows to the ceiling. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, lower those weights. Rise from your hinge. All right. Down dog leg raise. Okay. So again, I want to go after that leg that's tired. So I'm going to be lifting my right leg first. Oops. Okay. Modified down dog or down dog all the way down. Lower your shoulders, squeeze through your armpits a little bit, okay? Center your gravity over that left leg, all right? Right leg is dead. Exhale, contract through that hamstring. 1, 2, visualize that trap door. 3, 4, 5, and I'm definitely up on the balls of my feet on my left leg. 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Switching sides without missing a beat. 1. Tension in your armpits. 2. Stable shoulders. Your head and shoulders shouldn't be going anywhere. 4, 5, 6, 7. Make sure that foot is straight up and down. 8, 9, and 10. Okay. Nicely done. All right. I'm going to get a quick drink, and then we're on to round 5. We have 5 and 6, and then we are done here. Okay. And again, some new things and some repeats. All good. Our first one is a chair squat with the torso twist. Okay, so I want you to consider thoughtfully, if you're ready for it, to add in an element of weight to your torso twist, okay? Now, remember, torso twisting, we're wringing out a towel. We aren't leaning, okay? We're focusing on just wringing out the towel as far as we can, okay? So I have the dumbbell and just one dumbbell, and I'm gonna hold it into my core with my center of gravity as I rise up from my chair squat. Then I'll extend it away and do a twist with control both ways with my ballerina arms and that dumbbell away from my center of gravity, okay? Play with that. If it feels not good, draw it in, okay? You need to figure out what you're ready for. You can still do a torso twist with the weight held in. Take it halfway out, see how you do. If you feel ready for it, extend it all the way out in ballerina arms. Okay, ready? Okay, rise from your chair, exhale. Position the dumbbell, twist, and return, and sit. Rise, position the dumbbell, twist, and focusing on the wringing of the towel. 3, twist and twist. Return to the chest and sit. 4 and 4. 5 and 5. Good. And return to your chest and sit. Nice job. Okay, knee thrust. All right, this is our heart rate kicker. Okay, so you can use the most balanced element is going to be the chair. Okay, So let's do this first round, everyone, with the chairs, so we make sure we have this footwork down. Okay, so our knee thrust. I have the chair on my right. I'm gonna keep my right foot down. My left hand and my left knee are gonna reach across and back, okay? So reaching across to the corner of the room, right? Reach with the knee and the hand, and then as they come back, I'm gonna do a row and squeeze, drawing my elbow back, and my foot's gonna come back. I'm gonna rest it on the ball of my foot, and I'm gonna squeeze my back butt, okay? So we are going to do 5 on this side, 5 on the other. All right, you ready? Okay, and the goal is to do it somewhat quickly. Okay, ready? Reach back, reach 2, reach 3, reach 4, reach 5. Okay, switch sides. Left hand down. All right, now we're reaching to the left corner with the right hand and knee. Reach back, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. Okay, bent over tricep kickback. Now, holy smokes, we have 15 of these. They aren't going to be as slow as last week because we have 15 of them. So lock those elbows in at your ribs. Arms are bent, hinge forward. Neutral gaze, exhale, straighten. Those arms. 3, 4. The only thing that's moving is the hinging of that elbow. Isometric hold. 7, 8, 9 as the arms straighten. 10, 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, nice work. All right, now we have our split stance, row to press. Okay, so yes, we have 20 of these. So we'll do 10 on one side, 10 on the other. Now do what you need to in your split stance here. I've got the chair here on my right, so I'm gonna step forward with my right foot. Okay, I'm gonna hinge forward in my split stance. Right knee is bent, left leg is back and straight. My right hand is either on the chair or close to my leg. I'm gonna row, twist, and press to the ceiling and back down. 1, row, twist, press for 2, 3, row, twist, press. 6, 7. So important to have good core engagement here. So if that hand is down, you're stabilizing the bottom side of your core, thinking lats and obliques are firing. And 10. Okay. So don't just rest on it. Remember that stabilizing hand that's down, it's helping to fire in that core. Okay. Switching sides, bent over, hips in parallel. Right hand down, left hand down, right hand's got the weight. Exhale, row, twist, and press. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you're not sure about this movement, opt for lighter weights. 9 and 10. Good. Okay. Back to our chair squats with torso twist. All right, so heels into the ground. Weight held to your chest. Exhale as you rise. Extend that weight out away from your center of gravity if you desire, and twist and return and sit with control. Rise and twist, twist, and sit. 3. Good. 2 more. Good. And rise. And I'm going to hold the dumbbell to my chest for this last one. 2. And sit back down. Okay. Knee thrust. All right. So hopefully you guys are doing good with this. Now I'm going to demo it with the stick. And we're going to do 5 on each. Okay. So it can become a much more dynamic movement where you can really challenge your balance and push your cardio. Okay. So I have the stick in my right hand, or the chair would be here if I'm preferring the chair. Okay, and I'm going toward that right corner of the room. Ready? Reach. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good, and switch sides. All right, knee in hand, reaching for the left, drawing back. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good, okay. Tricep kickbacks. Bent over position, elbows in, hinging. Exhale as you straighten. 2, control. 3, whoops, that was 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5 more, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. All right. Okay, now we're on that split stance. Row to press. Chair is on my right. My weight is in my left. Right leg forward, left leg back. All right. So I'm nice and parallel. Shoulders, hips. All right. Row, twist, and press. And back down. 2, 3. Now, when I twist, that weight is at my armpits. It's into my core. A little bit safer. The closer that weight is to the center of gravity, the safer your core is. 9 and 10. Good. Okay, switching sides. Left leg forward, slightly bent, right leg back, hinged, weights in my right hand, okay? You ready? Row, twist, press. 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, nice job. Okay, here we go. We're on to our last round. Okay, we're starting with a new movement. Yay! In Pilates, we have a movement that's called a roll up. So for those of you that have not been in Pilates before, it's like doing a sit-up almost, but your legs are extended straight and you roll up one vertebrae at a time until you can bend all the way forward, ideally, and touch your toes. And then you roll one vertebrae at a time back down to the ground. I always visualize dominoes pulling up and down. Well, we can do that similarly with our chair, and that's what I'm going to demonstrate here, okay? And so that's number 1. We're going to do this 5 times. And what we're working on here is flexibility in our spine. The millions of muscles that hold our spine together, our spina erectae, we want them to be flexible and not bound up. So our back is just one solid block. We want to be able to articulate in our spine very fluidly. So this is, in some regards, a stretch, but it's also very much a core exercise. So that's number one. And then the next three elements are core exercises as well. So let's start here, okay? So I'm gonna have the chair in front of me. And if I can only go down to the chair, that's where I'm going to stop, okay? But if I can go all the way to the ground, that's great too, okay? So I'm standing with hips or feet under hips. And I'm gazing ahead and my arms are at my side. And then I'm gonna slowly feel a softening in the muscles in my neck as my chin reaches for my chest. But I wanna keep my belly button nice and tight, even as that softness extends toward my shoulders, and my shoulder blades begin getting soft and my fingers are dangling out in front of me. And I'm melting one vertebrae at a time toward the ground. And as I reach forward and melt further, I feel my body weight transition to the balls of my feet. And my legs stay as straight as I continue to melt down. And then once I reach that stopping point, I'm gazing through my legs and I'm feeling that nice stretch in my hamstrings and glutes. Now, I'm going to pause here for just a minute and I'm going to start thinking about my core, okay? And so now I'm going to draw my belly button in, pulling my transverse in, and imagine that my core muscles are going to pull my spine one vertebrae at a time, restacking into position. All the way up until my shoulders return to their position and my head is restacked, okay? We're gonna do that 5 times, and the goal is to feel yourself becoming softer and softer on the way down, getting that fluidity in your vertebrae, the muscles, okay? So let's lower the chin to chest, and our chest is nice and soft, and you feel your spine begin to round. Make sure you have a little bit of flexion in your knees so you don't lock out, and as your fingertips reach about shin level, feel your weight transition to the balls of your feet as you lower as far down as you can, whether your fingers are at the ground or just at the chair. Pause, draw your belly button in, and begin pulling from your belly, wrapping your transverse like a corset as you restack your vertebrae. Keep the tension out of your fingers as you roll back up. And return one more time. 5 might be a lot for this today. Okay, chin to chest, heavy head, one vertebrae at a time, rolling down to the ground. Knees are softening, weight moving to the balls of your feet. Pausing, lifting your pelvic floor, drawing your belly button in, belly muscles pulling, restacking your vertebrae. All right, nice job. Okay, let's have a seat. All right, now we have our seated scissor kicks, okay? So we're going to sit on our sit bones and our hands are at our sides. We're starting out in boat pose, so our weight's in our heels and our knees are in parallel as our feet. Now I want you to straighten one leg, okay? Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna work on our adductors, our inner thighs, okay? So we're gonna I have my right leg extended out to my heel, it's straight, all right? And I'm gonna draw it across and out. So I'm drawing a diagonal line across my body as though, and I'm focusing on contracting through my inner thigh to make that happen, but I want my core to remain nice and still. Okay, ready? Exhale. 2, and you're drawing that diagonal. 3, 4, 5. Let's stay with the same leg. 1, 2, and that left knee should be really still. 4 and 5. Good, okay. Now we have chair single leg cocoons. So if you'd like to switch legs now, you can. Now a cocoon is, as you might imagine, rolling into a ball. And how I would normally do this is supine on the ground. And I would curl up into a ball and then extend all the way out away from my belly button, okay? But in the chair, here's what we're gonna do. I'm in this boat pose position and I'm gonna extend my left leg. And then so my left leg is straight, my right leg is bent. As I draw my left knee to my chest, I'm gonna round through my spine, crunch and extend. Round. And I'm almost bringing my knee to my forehead. Round. 5, 6, rounding through the spine, knees coming up. 7, 8, 9, and 10. 5 more. 1, 2, 3. And think about that rounding as driving your transverse to your spine. And 5. Good. Okay, now we have our scarecrow arms. All right. So arms are extended, palms down. All right. Nice and bent and up and up. Scarecrow arms up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Scarecrow arms down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. All right. I know it's 11 o'clock. Let's try and practice 1 or 2 more roll-ups and we'll get through the rest of the things, hopefully before my 11 o'clock appointment gets here. Okay, ready? All right, so we're standing position. We're working on that spinal articulation again, okay? Ready? All right, so we're comfortable, weight on our feet, underneath our hips. Head begins to get heavy and draws toward our chest and begins to peel forward as we soften through our shoulder blades. And our fingers are drifting toward the ground, rolling 1 vertebrae at a time. Weight transitioning to the balls of our feet. Hitting our stopping point and pausing. And then inhale, lifting your pelvic floor, wrapping your transverse, tightening that corset as you restack 1 vertebrae at a time. And your core muscles pulling your spine back up. 1 more. Exhale as you soften chin to chest. Feel that lengthening in your back extensors as you drift down. Good. Inhale, drawing your pelvic floor, wrapping your transverse, zipping your ribs as you restack your vertebrae and return to neutral. Good. Okay. Now, single leg scissor kick. So back to our seat. Seated position, nice and tall, hands on either side. Now, we are going to work our left leg. Okay, so right leg is down, left leg is long. Position it a bit out to the side as though you're in a V. Okay, and now we have 10 scissor kicks, drawing that diagonal. Ready? Contract through the inner thigh and return. 2, 3, core is nice and still. 4, knee is still. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, nice job. Okay, single leg cocoons. So now we're gonna work that right leg in this cocoon, okay? So I'm gonna position myself so you can see my form laterally. So my right leg is long now, left leg is bent. I'm gonna exhale and round through my spine, drawing my transverse in, and that right knee is going to my chest. And we have 15 of these. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. Okay, last round of scarecrow arms, and then we're done. Okay, so extend your arms out from your sides, palms down. Bend at the elbows, and let's go scarecrow arms up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and feel the tension just relaxing and releasing out of your neck and tops of shoulders. 9 and 10, and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, nice job. Go ahead and extend your legs out in front of you. Make sure that you're seated enough on your chair, and then slowly slide your hands down your legs. Lengthening, you can feel that stretch through your hamstrings as you're hinging at the hips. Let your gaze fall down. Your forehead is melting towards your shins. Good. Roll yourself back to an upright position. Extend your arms up over your side, over your head. Right hand grasping for the left, and open up that left side. Good. Return to center. Switch left hand to right wrist. Open up the right side. Return to center. Okay, now let's go ahead and bring that right arm out in front, opening up the shoulder blades. Take that left hand and grasp and stretch across your chest. Good. And as you're able, try and keep that shoulder down. And then switch. Okay, so right or left arm out in front, right arm up, helping to open up that back. Good. Okay, nice job today, guys. Thank you for joining me. We will see you Thursday at 10 a.m. Have a wonderful Tuesday. Please reach out to me if you have any questions. Have a great day. Bye.